What's up, everybody? I had a great weekend. Hopefully you did the same. Also, I had a great trading day last night. I ended up with right around 2 reward or a 2% gain for the session. I only took 2 trades because it was kind of slow and choppy. I did take profit a little bit early on my winning trade, and that caused me not to gain as much profit as I should have. I took it maybe a pip or two early. Really not the best choice, since I already had the stop set at break even, but I did get a little bit spooked. I'll go over the actual trade later on in the video. So I'm very happy with my performance overall. Of course, this is a brand new fresh 50k account after that disaster that happened last week. I don't feel like talking about it for obvious reasons. I'll just say that I am very proud of myself, kind of shocked that I was able to make that many major changes in my life so quickly. Very shocked, and also the vices are gone for good. If you know, you know. So let's go ahead and take a look at those 2 trades that I took last night. One on the Euro USD and one on the USD JPY. Okay, so the first trade that I took was on the Euro USD, and I was banking on the dollar index going up after coming down a little bit. I thought it would go up right at the 21 EMA down here on the hourly chart. It actually went down a little bit further than that. So I took my first trade, I believe. Let's see. I believe here, yeah. So there was a nice double top here, which is why I ended up taking it there. I believe it was a 5 pip stop loss. And let's see. It's a little bigger. 5 and a 15. So right in there somewhere. So that trade ended up failing. It did go straight to this area that I thought it would go to. So if you look on the hourly chart, this is this area right here. So usually a big pullback to the 21 EMA after a big downtrend like that would have just came down immediately. So if I would have waited for that second one, so right here. See 7. See if it'll went 3. Probably not. No, it didn't go 3, but it would have went 2 at least. So that would have worked. It just wasn't really the best move. So once I lost the first one, I just decided to not take those trades anymore on those major pairs at least. But I did go over to the yens, and I took this trade here. It's actually still on there. So like I said, I took profit a little bit early. I got a little bit spooked at this little consolidation here. I thought maybe it would just come back down and stop me out. But I had already set my stop to break even at that point anyway. So I really should have just let it run. I would have got my full $300. I got like 280 or something, 270, something like that. So I should have just let the trade run, but that's okay. I only maybe lost maybe like $20, $30. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world. And then I had a buy stop order. Okay, it's still in there too. Had this set here, thinking that the dollar was going to go back up, which would have also pushed this one back up too. So I had it right above this like pivot point here. This is like an EMA pullback here, which also would have worked, by the way. So it didn't ever trigger because it didn't go above that area. So that trade never happened. So anyways, that's a good safe way to not get entered in the trades that could possibly fail, is just use a stop order. Had I entered with a market order, that trade obviously would have failed, and I would have been I'd have been pretty mad about that. And the only other thing I saw last night was the Euro GBP. The session started right over here, and I figured it would go down because the energy looked like it was coming down. It wasn't good enough for me to actually get into the trade, but I'm glad to see that I was right. So I guess you could have, yeah, there's just nowhere that I would have actually taken that. It just wasn't a good enough trade in my opinion to actually get into. But again, I'm just happy that I was actually right on calling where it would go. And the dollar index still hasn't actually come back up, but now it should, because it's pulled back far enough into this level here on the hourly chart and the 4-hour chart, and probably the daily chart too. Check that out. Yeah, so if it's going to go back up, it should do it now. I drew this little squiggly line here. It should really just be going back up at this point. So we'll see if that ends up happening. It'll probably be before tonight's session. I'll probably miss out on the move, but there should be some good moves for tonight's session as well. I've decided to still go with the compounding strategy for this challenge. As long as you go for very, very good moves, almost perfect moves, this is definitely the way to go. It's the only safe strategy that allows you to finish the challenge pretty quickly. I don't mind this taking a couple weeks either way, but if I can get it done faster than that, I'll take that too. I wanted to say thank you to everyone. The channel is bigger than it's ever been, and that is because of your support. I was never the type of person who would even think of having a YouTube channel, and being this open and not private was a little strange at first. It still kind of is, really. But this is also a lot of fun. I'm very much enjoying this whole thing, and it seems like you guys are too. So there it is for today. I'll of course be back on streaming my live session for tonight starting at 11:30 p.m. Pacific time. Be sure to join me there. Remember to always trade responsibly, and I'll see you guys later.